Well, I'm coming to this next upload that you are now seeing. Clearly after I played a few certain zones, and I'll come back to that gameplay video that I already recorded the other day because I need to do some special handling on that. Oof. I have not had enough coffee this morning. Alright. So on to the Sonic and Knuckles side of things. And here is one of the coolest things about Sonic and Knuckles. Well, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, I dare say. And the only time this has ever happened, which is kind of unfortunate. Going to actual Hidden Palace, not Sonic 2 Hidden Palace. Makes me wonder if all the different various lands, islands, and places in the Sonic lore have their own little hidden palace. Excuse me. Now, not too long ago, I talked about one Sonic and Knuckles special stage that was definitely the trickiest, so thankfully, when coming to this, peel the band-aid off early and quick. This one is an exercise in practice, practice, practice. Now, in this stage's defense, it is pretty well designed. Like, how they set it up with the spring spheres and the set path you have to go, it's pretty clever. And honestly, it's also a good litmus test on how good your response time is on your gaming monitor as well. Because you really need to get those jumps fairly precise. Because if you're not as precise like I was here, well, that happens. And one of the best things about Sonic Origins is just being able to retry immediately. Now I'm trying to think, what did I miss? Where did I miss it? It doesn't matter. I'm redoing it, getting it over with, and then I'll be moving on. Another neat thing about Sonic 3 Knuckles in this case is how when you have them together, as opposed to doing individually, you get one extra super ring in Mushroom Hill Zone, regardless if you're playing as Sonic Tails or Knuckles. Now then, okay, got that. Three, two. So where did I miss it earlier? Drinking my coffee now. And the Super Emerald animation here sincerely never gets old. Just gives that extra sense of it being special. The dopamine rush, if you will. Alright, back to work. Alright, Tails. Now this upper part here, that's easier to get to in Sonic 3 Knuckles in this iteration. It is very possible to do it in Sonic and Knuckles on its own, but it's tricky as Sonic and a little easier as Knuckles. Whoops. I don't know. I mean, clearly I'm being pretty casual about this. I couldn't remember if there was something up there, but there is not. Because it was there. I was tempted to do another special stage, but I'll continue with the what I call the Superstars approach. Interesting. Is that a bug? Because that's usually where a vine snags you. I remember when I first ever encountered that. Yep, that is, well, it was a bug, but now I got it. I wonder if the spin dash or the speed got me there. When I very first ever encountered Sonic and Knuckles, it was definitely at one of those video game kiosks at a very certain well-known video game retailer. Well, electronics retailer. More than an electronics retailer, but okay, it was Walmart. Oops. Alright, got that, got that. Nice. A little downside with doing the get all the emeralds approach in Sonic and Knuckles, like get it all at once, is that in a slight way, it forces you to play a certain fashion, which I guess that's, you know, the matter of the choice in that aspect, that if you want to do it that way, then this is the way you gotta do it. Then again, you could still explore the levels, given the... Even though it's 10 minutes, it's still pretty good amount of time to get around the whole level itself. However, I'll still kind of stand by my statement that, you know, if you really want to get those Chaos Emeralds or Super Emeralds right away, then you have to go, then you have to focus in certain areas. How you get there though, that's the flexible aspect. How you get there is still, it's still up to you. So I'll give it that. Alright, I'm done rambling. $500 rings. Very nice. So I don't have a flame shield, so the little lumberjack boss here, forgot the guy's name. Gotta be a little careful. Done. tiny flaw with Sonic and Knuckles is you don't see Knuckles for a good while after this point. So there's just like a very big gap of not having Knuckles. Let's see, I think it was, yep, around here where I can, oh, yep. Yep, that's the one I wanted. So I'm going with the parts that I know are a little more difficult so I can mop up with the easier stuff later. A little philosophy you can apply to almost anything in life. Little confession time. Of the Sonic Mania specific bonus stages or Blue Sphere stages that are made specifically for Sonic Mania, the Mania mode ones, amazingly I have not beaten a single one of those yet. Oops. Oh well. I got myself distracted, so that's on me. That's two. I'm going to pause, but I will trim out the length of pause here, so I will be right back. Note to self, if I'm going to go away, maybe I should just stop recording, do a fade out, and then come back and start re-recording. Okay, whatever. Back to this. When I was thinking I was recording earlier, I was talking about how Mushroom Hills has one of the coolest Act 2s across the whole duology of these two games. Hey, what am I doing? Wow, that coffee really does need to kick in. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do this real quick. Get the mouse off the screen. Okay, I know I'm not doing a lot of talking right now, but I'm just wanting to get through this part. I was hoping to get a fire shield, but clearly not so lucky. Cheese the front part of this and lose the shield in the process. Thank you, Tails. Funny how it does a soft reset to a more simple level after launch-based zone. But that's what happens when you split the games in two. So on this recording, I'll just get through Flying Battery at this rate. Still one of the most iconic levels in the whole series. And I'm glad it got a revisit in Sonic Mania. And either version of Flying Battery music that you hear is just wonderful. I'm not sure which of these zones in S3&K have the best balance of speed and platforming. I know that this one gets a lot of street cred on that notion. Excuse me. This part of Flying Battery also never gets old. It's funny how that one is, as far as I know, that's like the only spot with those propellers where you have to do those little post-platforming? I don't know what you want to call it, but okay. Let's get an electric shield. It's also amazing how Sonic 3, that portion of the game, probably has the most water platforming across all these games. And then also Sonic & Knuckles has none. Which, at that point, that makes the bubble shield almost useless. I mean, the bubble shield's still not useless by any shape of the imagination, because you can still do a lot of bouncing, especially to take out Badniks or try to get to a higher spot. Okay, got that. That's right. This one does the 2 volleys. Sonic 3 Air, you thankfully only had to worry about 1 volley there. And down we go. Yeah, let's do this one. I saved the first one for last, always. Once I learned the middle one is always the easiest one. Okay, got that. If memory serves, this is the second to last one if you do the normal order in Sonic & Knuckles. It almost has kind of a similar approach where, you know, you take out the clusters and then you get the 4 packs, 4 squares. Go around. So there's one more cluster after this. Okay. Takes care of that. Okay. Whee! And more coffee. By the way, I've only played just a handful of the levels or the challenges in this. I wouldn't mind just doing a recording just to pass some time. Not pad. Okay. Ha! That was a Sonic Origins adjustment. The little ring. Now this is actually a cool design right here, and it took a while to think about it. Or just a little bit to figure it out, but again, clever bit to have the boss hit itself. Oop, now, doesn't matter, I got the electro shield. But yeah, that boss is kind of moot when you are super or hyper. So that's why I wanted to just give myself the challenge once more. So what's kind of neat is actually having the knowledge that you can not worry about the electro shield at the signpost once you get it. It's kind of a relief. Okay. Yeah, I'll go this way. Why not? Alright. slowly you can clip yourself on the spin dash at this part. The only time the electric shield is actually useful. Oop, better wait. Okay. Thank you. Now, if you want speed in this level, definitely this part. This part especially. I can only imagine seeing someone's reaction to going through that the first time ever. Alright. And I am going for the super ring towards the back end of the stage here. Alright. There we are. I forgot about that part. Okay. It's fun to think that after playing it, you think that it is a long level, but then I've only been at this level for like 3 minutes. Of course, a little inflated with the extra part that comes a little later, just a bit after this. Probably one of the easiest ones. I can only imagine how folks were wondering what they were missing when all you had to do is jump to get the ring cluster. I know I did. Okay. Almost done. This one is so easy. Part that comes up next is this whole zone is a wonderful throwback also to Wing Fortress, which begs the question, what really did happen to Wing Fortress? Because we never really get to see it blown up necessarily. It's probably why in Sonic Mania they made the recreation of Flying Battery kind of an amalgam of Flying Battery and Wing Fortress, or it could be one of the same. Okay. And down there. I'll go ahead and get the flame shield because that comes in use at the next spot. And if I do get the flame shield, I will let the little zappy thingy get me. Yep. Zap. Get straight to that. This part's actually not that hard. It probably does take a few different tries, but realistically, it's not that hard. Okay. We're up here. Just gotta wait on Robotnik to do his thing. Nice try. Nice try. Well, that could have been worse. And so I got my stuff right here. So I'll go ahead and call it here since I've done quite a bit of playing, and next couple zones do take a bit to get through. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, leave a comment please. I'm hoping I can do more of this soon and try to grow this little by little. So anyway, I'll talk to you later.